Why isn't your chest growing? Because you're missing one tiny secret. This causes weak chest activation. Why are your shoulders doing the work? Because you press with the wrong angle. This causes your chest to stay inactive. Why are flared elbows a problem? Because they shift tension to the shoulders. This causes less chest growth. Why are flared elbows a problem? Because they shift tension to the shoulders. This causes less chest growth. Why does your chest look flat on the bench? Because your shoulder blades are not set. This causes an unstable base. Why is stability so important? Because muscles need a solid platform. This causes stronger contractions. Why should you pinch your shoulder blades? Because it lifts and stretches your chest. This causes better activation. Why should you never bounce the bar? Because you lose all the tension. This causes weaker growth. Why does bouncing reduce gains? Because your chest turns off. This causes less fiber recruitment. Why control the bottom position? Because the stretch builds more muscle. This causes bigger chest gains. Why do bent wrists hurt performance? Because force leaks through the joints. This causes weaker pressing. Why does force leak matter? Because less tension reaches your chest. This causes reduced growth. Why stack your wrists? Because power transfers efficiently. This causes stronger contractions. Why are floating feet a mistake? Because your body becomes unstable. This causes weaker presses. Why is leg drive important? Because power starts from the floor. This causes more force into the chest. Why drive your feet down? Because it creates full body tension. This causes heavier and better reps. Why is a high bar path dangerous? Because your shoulders take over. This causes chest underactivation. Why do shoulders dominate? Because the touch point is too high. This causes less chest tension. Why lower the bar to the nipple line? Because it matches your strongest path. This causes better chest recruitment. Why is snapping lockout a mistake? Because tension disappears at the top. This causes less stimulation. Why does chest tension vanish? Because your joints take over. This causes weaker growth. Why stop short and squeeze? Because your chest stays under tension. This causes a stronger contraction. Why is too much weight a problem? Because ego destroys your technique. This causes poor activation. Why does ego lifting fail? Because your range becomes too short. This causes incomplete growth. Why use moderate weight? Because full range matters more. This causes maximum muscle building. Why are partial reps ineffective? Because only part of the muscle works. This causes slower gains. Why do full fibers matter? Because every fiber can grow. This causes a fuller chest. Why use full stretch and squeeze? Because it trains the entire chest. This causes complete development. Why is rushing your reps bad? Because momentum does the work. This causes poor stimulation. Why is momentum your enemy? Because the muscle relaxes. This causes smaller gains. Why use a 3-1-1 tempo? Because time under tension increases. This causes faster growth. Why can't you feel your chest? Because your focus is elsewhere. This causes weak contractions. Why is contraction the key? Because muscles grow when they shorten hard. This causes better development. Why should you bring your biceps together? Because this fully shortens the chest. This causes the missing 1%. Why is only flat bench limiting? Because the upper chest is neglected. This causes an incomplete look. Why does upper chest matter? Because it creates fullness near the collarbone. This causes a bigger looking chest. Why add incline presses? Because they target the upper fibers. This causes balanced development. Why is anatomy important? Because understanding the muscle improves control. This causes better results. Why does the perfect rep work? Because every detail keeps tension on the chest. This causes maximum growth. Why will your chest finally grow? Because you fixed every hidden mistake. This causes explosive chest development.